Hostage.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is my pleasure, duty, and honor to introduce to you this man, a man so charismatic and handsome that no matter what the price, you'd always pay his ransom. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Pepito. Ooh, an extended cheer. Here we go. So good. Pepito, it is a thrill to have you here. And how are you? Please tell me. Please tell us.
So good.
Excellent. That's one of the best ways to start off the week. Would you hold on just 1 second? I'll be right back. Okay. Now you are officially locked in. You are now held captive and are forced to remain here for the rest of the show. Big sip. Absolutely. Let's play this. Oh my gosh, and look how smooth it's running. Soy Treats is 100% in the chat. Let's get the beat going and light some incense. And this week, we're not going to set anything on fire that shouldn't be. And everything's going to go smooth. So, here we go.
Hostage.
A hostage situation.
Ransomed rover.
Man, I knew that was kind of a shorter beat. And I thought, oh no, what's going to happen if I'm still lighting my incense and the beat hasn't stopped yet? But it did. Everything timed out perfectly. Pepito, I should have said this before playing the beat. I'm getting kind of cocky and trying to not have notes and everything planned out for the show because I'm thinking, man, we're getting so good at this. This is episode 36. We're deep into it. We know what we're doing. But before I played that beat, I should have introduced the show. I introduced you. It's time to introduce the show. So let me just say, I hope everybody here and all of your loved ones are ready to get your kicks because we're talking hostages on Cavemen News episode 36. And then boom, I should have played the beat. That's how it should have gone. But I hear. Oh yes, Doug is being held hostage in Soy Teresa's room right now, which is unfortunate. I'll tell you something. I don't know if you realized what was going on. Pepito and I were hanging out in the backstage area before the show went live, and we listened to Walk on the Wild Side by Lou Reed, and then jammed some Black Angel Death Song by Velvet Underground and Nico. Great songs. It really got us in the mood to stream today. And while we were listening to Black Angel Death Song, Doug the dog, the pit bull, you'll remember him from episode, I don't know, 18 or something like that. One of the episodes. He was on and he tried to get into my bathroom where Cobra the cat uses the toilet, and we have it set so that the door can only open so far. And Doug got his head stuck in there in the door crack, but couldn't get his head out. And he got his big dome stuck in the thing, and it was pretty funny. It was pretty comical. But we have a lot to get to. I feel like I say that every week. Doug was held hostage by the door, and now he is held hostage in Soy Choriza's room. But we do have a phone call to get to. But before anything, this is what I'm really looking forward to. We have a Pepito segment, and this is part 2 of all my Pepitos. And I didn't tell Pepito this until right before we went on the air, but I haven't watched this at all, and I am excited to see it for the first time. And I feel that it will get us in the spirit to discuss hostages. You ready, Pepito?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hi, there's Shane Andrews. Oh, hey, Pepito. Would you like a ride? I'm alright. I think I'll just walk. Cool. I got a date with Talachi at La Fonda. No, thank you. Artesia.
Whoa! Where'd you come from?
Wow.
I must warn you. Whoa, how'd you know my name?
Coast to Coast AM. Let's get out of the desert like
I'm sorry, what did that say, Pepito?
Sample?
No, the text.
Oh, it said Fartesia, New Mexico.
Okay.
Hot
All right,
dog.
sorry. My eyes are really bad. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. Thank you. Let's continue. Oh, no.
Prince in hell. Bad me yourself. I'm going to Twitter. Take a nap real quick.
Oh!
Hey, little Pookins. Baby.
Hello? They have Pepito?
What?
They have Pepito. We must go.
Hurry!
Chad finally made it.
I'm here now, Pepito. Your consequences for what you did to me? What do you think about that? You thought that I would be nice to you because we're brothers, but guess what? Not. This is Chad reporting live for Artesia News. What?
Sorry. Oh, quick pause, really quick, Pepito. I'm hearing in the chat that not only is your voice echoey, but also the segment is echoey. If you muted your watch together, would that help? Just for I know you won't be able to hear the video, but are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I never checked the volume on my monitor. But
No, it's great. I think it's just a technical mix-up. I think if you were muted, I think it'll play and not echo and double on the stream. But I don't know. It's great either way. Here we go.
The cops know where you're at, Pepito. This is Officer Tallahatchie requesting backup in Artesia.
We have a hostage situation! Shots fired!
What's wind, Chad?
In any county.
Stop!
That was my chance while Chad is distracted. Let me see if I can shoot him free.
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah.
Fire turned into an explosion.
Got you now. Drop your weapon, Tallahatchie.
Now, you put your hands up.
It's not as tricky.
Now, turn around. Now, say goodbye to your girlfriend, because this is the last time you'll see each other.
Almost there.
And when I count to 3, you're done, Tallahatchie.
You're free.
1, 2.
Trying to get the tripod position.
Thank you so much. Wow. Fucking unreal. Ramona is a hero.
Yes, she is.
Jeez. I'm glad you survived, Pepito.
Me too.
I wonder if that's the end of the Bulldog Brotherhood. I hope, but I guess we're just gonna have to see All My Pepitos Chapter 3 to truly find out. But I thank you for your service, Pepito.
I messed it up.
No, you didn't.
Malfunctioned.
Hive Mindful in the chat says the soundtrack was amazing. And those were all Pepito beats that you used. Those were that was oh my gosh, that was unbelievable.
One was an instant lighting jam.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that really got me in the mood to discuss hostages.
Or Connor's.
Absolutely, that's what I was about to say. Or, before we get into that, we could call Sean Norris. 575-496-6779. Call. Yes, call. Jeez.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Why, hello.
How are you? Welcome to episode 36.
Episode 36, yeah.
Tonight we're talking...
I'm good. How are you guys?
So good.
You know, it's great. Pepito says he's doing so good. Tonight we're talking...
Yeah.
We're talking about hostages. Do you have any hostage stories?
I probably have a few.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Hostage. And you guys talk about stuff that's happened in Carlsbad too, huh?
Yeah, well, it's whatever. I mean...
It's whatever.
Any story you got to tell is applicable because you are from Carlsbad, so any story that comes out of your mouth is Carlsbad property, and it counts.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I remember one time in Carlsbad, there's a hotel outside of the town, kind of. I can't remember exactly which hotel it was, but we were there and we were like partying, We had beers and everything, you know, a bunch of people were there. And the cops pulled up in mass, like sheriffs, you know, city cops,
Yeah.
and even some staters, yeah. And they had like SWAT gear on and stuff like that. And there was supposedly like a hostage situation where these guys were holding up some girls, and it was some biker guys. And there was supposedly a shootout and everything. I don't know. But then I do distinctively remember that they didn't even mention it in the papers.
Wow.
Or nothing. Yeah. They just like swept it, you know?
Right. That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's a lot of crazy stuff in Carlsbad when it comes to the police and corruptness and stuff. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We got 2 big hostage stories we're gonna in Carlsbad history that we're gonna talk about later. I've been thinking. Oh, well, first of all, how was your week? Did you have a good week? I guess it's been 2 weeks since you were on the show.
It was crazy actually. Like I got a new apartment, and so we paid everything.
Wow.
And then the last thing they wanted was a water deposit, which was $150.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get our keys until we got the water deposit paid. But we got 15 months of rent paid and everything already.
Wow.
Anyway, so, and yeah, the state did that. But anyway, so we didn't get the money in time, and so we had to get a hotel for the whole weekend. We've been in a hotel the whole weekend. And on Monday, tomorrow, I start my job. It's my first day training to be a manager for T-Mobile.
Right,
and I have a cat in a hotel. And we're supposed to be moving into his apartment.
Wow. What's the cat's name?
It's been a hectic couple of weeks, man.
What's the cat named?
My cat's name's Sage.
Nice. Absolutely. Well, tell Sage that Cobra says hi.
Well, hello.
I've been thinking, you know, this is Cavemen News, Carlsbad, New Mexico's #1 news source. And I've been thinking...
That's valid.
It is, absolutely. I've been thinking, what are things that news programs do? And have you seen any movies? Anything of late? Because I was like, what if Sean became the official movie correspondent and just told us about a movie that he saw? It doesn't have to be recent, it could be like any time in your life.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah. I'd be down to do that. I didn't even I went to school for audio production at Full Sail University for a little bit.
Wow.
And so I can kind of do like some digital stuff. It's been a while, but you know, I don't have a computer set up right now, but as soon as I get to my apartment, I'll be able to set up a computer system. I already have like all that stuff. So, but yeah, I'd be down to do that.
Yeah. Well, do you have any, is there any movie that you're a big fan of? Movie review that you could just tell us your opinion on?
Honestly, to this day, one of my favorite movies is El Topo.
Right. Alejandro Jodorowsky.
Yeah, Alejandro. Yeah, Jodorowsky. Yeah, but it's to this day, it's still like when I watch it all the time.
Yeah.
So I could do something on that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, awesome. I think getting your movie reviews and opinions is something that we'll do. Do you have anything else you'd like to say before we hang up and start talking hostages?
Don't take hostages.
Thank you very much. You have a good night.
Just don't.
Just don't do it. He is the Nancy Reagan hostage taking. Just say no. Hostages, not even once. Okay? Pepito, I'm ready to talk about hostages and their, as we say, the tagline of Caveman News is a fill in the blank. So this week we're talking hostages in general and their history in Carlsbad, New Mexico in specific. So, but before we do that, one thing I forgot is I wanted to see this shirt of yours. You did a custom shirt for this episode.
Okay.
Okay. So, so this is a parody of Dog Day Afternoon,
Yeah,
and that is the caveman,
yeah,
the famous caveman.
yeah.
I get it. Bulldog Afternoon. All right. I thought for a second, I was like, why is he wearing Bulldog merchandise on stream? Long-time viewers of Caveman News will know that in the early run of the show, uh, Pepito got banned from the show for about 3 episodes for wearing an Artesia Bulldogs T-shirt on stream, and the board had a meeting and decided that he should be reprimanded and kicked off the show for a bit. So I was worrying that you were getting back into your old ways, but no, that's just a Bulldog Afternoon parody shirt, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate all this. This is so fun.
Yeah, I'm hearing in the chat. Soy Teresa says Pepito has a little bit of feedback and echo going on still, and I don't know how to fix that. That's something we're trying to figure out, but we haven't yet.
We went through like
And you know what? It's not a perfect episode. This is episode 36. The perfect numbers start out with 6, 28, and then 496. So, episode 6 and 28, we had perfect performance. Everything was great. And we don't have to be perfect again until episode 496. So, we have a little leeway. It's not leeway. That would have been very embarrassing if I had said that on a perfect episode, but I didn't. This is... Okay, Soy Teresa says, it's fine, it's not terrible. Perfect. Wow. We've already been going about 27 minutes. This is ridiculous. Let's talk a little bit about the history of hostages in Carlsbad, New Mexico. Starting off with, this was really the impetus and inspiration for this topic on Caveman News. I came across this, I believe, while learning about, it was for our devil episode, when we found out about in the early 1900s, when they called a section of downtown the Calle del Diablo, the Devil's Street. And while reading some of that, I found out about this incident, and I was like, we have to do an episode sometime just so we can talk about this. Would you read that?
Carlsbad. It all began in the summer of 1932 when Deputy Sheriff Joe Johns was kidnapped by the infamous Bonnie and Clyde from Mr. and Mrs. Melvin's Stamps Carlsbad home, located on what is now 6th Street. The Stamps were the aunt and uncle of Bonnie Parker, and William Warren Cobb was there to see it all. He had rented 5 acres from the Stamps to grow cantaloupes. I was there at the cantaloupe patch irrigating when I saw them. At first I thought they were just cool kids visiting, Cobb said.
Absolutely. And Soy Trees in the chat says that would never happen to Chunky Click. And I agree. I really want to talk Chunky Click in some episode, because there's just a lot to talk about with Chunky Click. So yeah, infamous robbers, murderers, bank thieves, Bonnie and Clyde kidnapped the deputy sheriff of Carlsbad, Mexico in, what is this,
1932.
32, yes, absolutely. Very interesting. And then, here we go. I'll read this one. It says, county court records reflect names like William H. Bonney, better known as Billy the Kid, Sheriff Pat Garrett, gangsters Bonnie and Clyde, and early Hollywood star Bruce Cabot, who we talked about in our acting episode with Brando, one for the ages. Uh, yeah, Bonnie and Clyde's aunt and uncle lived in Carlsbad. That is so cool. It says former Eddy County Sheriff Joe Johns was a party to this history, whether he liked it or not. Johns was once taken hostage in West Carlsbad by the famous gangster duo Bonnie and Clyde and taken to West Texas, where Bonnie convinced Clyde that they should release the sheriff alive. Which is just about how you will find the Eddy County Courthouse alive. I have no idea what they mean by that. The courthouse is alive? Yeah, no shit. And that's the same courthouse that we discussed in the stunts episode. Remember when the human spider climbed or human fly? I think it was called both. But he climbed the courthouse. That was pretty sick.
Now I have to.
Yeah, exactly. As we pledged in 2025, Pepito is going to climb the Carlsbad courthouse, and he's going to take some inspiration from Billy Ward and perform Billy Ward's human bomb stunt on top of the courthouse. And I'm really looking forward to it. 2025, no, 2026, because 2025 is when we are preparing to bring back the two outlaw cities, Lone Wolf and Phoenix, so that I can run premiere of both. That's our 2025 plans. 2026, Pepito is going to climb the courthouse.
I'm busy.
Get the record straight. And you have to figure out what a human bomb is.
I think I know.
That's going to be fun. This is same article from 1997 regarding Bonnie and Clyde in 1932. According to Cobb's recollection of a following conversation with Mrs. Stamp, Bonnie had asked her aunt to wash some of their clothes that were in the turtle bag. That's a trunk. Mrs. Stamp showed Cobb the clothes as she was telling him that she wasn't going to wash them because they were solid blood. I think that's an exaggeration. It was then for sure Mrs. Stamp knew something was wrong here with those shirts dripping in blood, he added. So
it's just what cool kids wear, bloody shirts.
Yeah, exactly. I think they were innocent, and I've had some bloody clothes in my past, and I'm not.
Oh, Mrs. Stamp.
Yeah, and I do think solid blood is kind of an exaggeration. I really doubt that.
Soiled.
If they were able to make garments out of solid blood, they should be hailed as heroes. Let's admit it. No. There we go. Okay. And I have a few more things with Bonnie and Clyde, but I want to keep the show moving because we're already 34 minutes in. So I thought this was very interesting. While researching, I thought I want to read more about Bonnie and Clyde in Carlsbad. What a history, what legends. Carlsbad truly is the site where history happens. And I found this. And that's a nice picture of Bonnie, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. A lot of negative space.
Well, it's not. Because, let's zoom in here. Oh. Can you read that?
Sherry Harper will play Bonnie Parker as Bonnie of Bonnie and Clyde fame, who visited her Aunt Millie in Carlsbad earlier this century and kidnapped the local sheriff. Her presentation will be tonight at 7 p.m. on the library lawn and is part of the Outlaw Chautauqua, presented by the Public Library and the Carlsbad Arts and Humanities Alliance. Oh,
Chautauqua. Wow. It all comes back together. It's history echoes itself.
Yeah.
Chautauqua. Wow, and I like how it said it's the Outlaw Chautauqua. I wonder if that's the one producer Nico's dad was. Well, all I know is that he portrayed Jim White, who is not an outlaw. Let's be fair. There was one other hostage situation in Carlsbad that I was I've heard about a lot in my life. And that one is the hostage situation in the Carlsbad Caverns, 1979, July, I believe it was the 10th.
11th.
These are the, what?
11th, 1979.
Yeah, but that's when it's reported.
Oh,
I mean, this wasn't. Yeah, this was reported like the day after it happened. The current Argus is quick, but they don't print that quickly. They waited one day and said, "Okay, we'll put this in tomorrow's newspaper. Right now, we're gonna breathe." And so that's them. I'm not gonna. There's a lot to parse in this story. As you can see, we have the this headline here: "Terror troubles or touches publisher and hostage." And this was an article written by somebody that we've mentioned a few times on this show. My grandpa's best friend, the one that I affectionately have grown up referring to as Uncle Ned, even though we're not related by blood. But he is my uncle to me, and I hope that he's doing well. But Uncle Ned, here's what happened. This was July 10th, 1979, and in the article it says that it was 4:30 p.m. on July 10th when Uncle Ned was called at the Current Argus, where he was the publisher, and he was told that 4 men had taken a hostage at the right next to the lunchroom, I think it was, in the Carlsbad Caverns. I have this is a map. We're kind of blocking some of it, but this is a map where it happened. Anyway, Uncle Ned gets a call, 4:30 p.m., and it says, "We have 4 gunmen who have taken a hostage down in the Carlsbad Caverns, and they are demanding $1 million and to talk to the press." And who is the leading press in Carlsbad, New Mexico, but the Current Argus? Because at the time there was no Caveman News yet. If it happened now, I'm fairly certain you and I would be getting the call. Can you imagine?
Yeah, we would be there.
Yes, absolutely. Who better to carry the concerns of 4 gunmen who are drunk in the bottom of the cave? I think that would fall on us. But anyway, in 1979, it fell on my Uncle Ned, and he went down there. And in his telling of the story, the men were very drunk, and just to kind of talk up Carlsbad, New Mexico, and pat our town on the back, I will mention that the 4 gunmen were not from Carlsbad, New Mexico. We have better sense than that. These were 4 men from a little town called Odessa. And you know what? I'm just going to do it right now. Odessa in the Boo Zoo. That's where a lot of bozos are. Yes. They belong in the Boo Zoo for bozos. Anyway, so these guys went down into the Carlsbad Caverns and they demanded to talk to the press and they demanded $1 million. And they said that they were very conservative and what they were really concerned about was all of the migrants coming into America from Mexico. That was their big concern. And I guess they thought by taking one hostage. Come on, you can't take more than. Anyway, they only took one hostage because they're Odessa people and they don't think things through. And they wanted $1 million to talk to the press and air their grievances, which were just drunken ramblings and conservative talking points of 1979. And they wanted plane fare to take them to Brazil. So that's a story of my Uncle Ned negotiating with the gunmen in the bottom of the Carlsbad Caverns. And I recently went to a family reunion and I saw my cousin Josh and I was telling him and, the rest of the family, they're saying, what have you been up to lately? And, oh, I just got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and all of these things. And I guess the only big thing in my life other than that is caveman news. I am kind of leading with my friend Pepito the next wave of journalism serving southeastern New Mexico, and it's kind of a big deal. Yeah. And I was telling Josh, there are so many stories out of Carlsbad and all these things, and we start talking about Uncle Ned talking to the gunmen at the bottom of the Carlsbad Caverns, and Josh said that Uncle Ned's grandson, Kyle, told him that Uncle Ned had told Kyle about the incident and that he had tape recordings of it. And in that article that I showed here, Uncle Ned does mention that when he went down to talk to the gunman, he had a yellow pad of paper and a tape recorder, and he recorded it. So I really wish I could hear those tapes. I tried to reach out to Kyle, but I don't know. I don't know if he saw it. That would have been great to be able to listen to some of those recordings of the actual gunman, and yeah. I would have loved to hear that. But those are the two hostage situations in Carlsbad that really made me. Actually, there was one other that I didn't fully prepare everything for. I thought, you know what, the Bonnie and Clyde, that's very exciting, as Hive Mindful says in the chat. And the gunmen were arrested and taken to prison. But I was content with the Bonnie and Clyde story. That's very fascinating to me. And of course, the story of the gunmen in the bottom of the Carlsbad Caverns. That's very exciting. So I didn't include this, but while searching for the history of hostages in Carlsbad, New Mexico, I did find an article from the maybe 1910, somewhere around there. And it was a man who was kidnapped and taken to Mexico. And this was outside of El Paso. And that's one of the reasons I didn't bring it up, because I love El Paso, but it's not Carlsbad, so it was kind of shaky if that counted as a Carlsbad story. But the people who took him hostage wanted a ransom, and they wanted it sent to the Cameron Cattle Company in El Paso, Texas. How cool is that? The Cameron Cattle Company. That's my last name. I wonder if they are any relation. Who knows?
You're the cow family.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to be a cow farmer?
Yes, Pepito. Are you ready to watch some videos, VJ?
Sure, let's do this.
I've been rambling too much.
Oh, that's awesome. And those are
All right.
awesome stories.
Carlsbad's an awesome town.
Mrs. Stamps, ugh. She's a prude.
Yeah. She's not a cool aunt.
No, that's cool. It's not.
And also in that article, it talked about how Bonnie and Clyde were just like hanging
Happy Star
out
Wars.
while they were there, shooting cantaloupes a bunch in the backyard. Just like hanging out, shooting cantaloupes. It's like, damn, it's nice. Okay.
Had a good life.
Hey everyone, today is also my birthday, and because it's my birthday, I get to introduce you to my girlfriend, who is amazing! Happy Star Wars Day everyone, it is also my birthday, and because it's my birthday, I get to introduce you to my, because it's
Marcus, you don't want to do this!
Breaking news, a man is currently holding inside of his home, waiting to, police are outside of his home, waiting to holding his girlfriend hostage, police are negotiating terms. News, a man is currently holding his girlfriend hostage.
My fellow Americans, I know we are all aware of Marcus' situation developing, and I want to assure you I have my top FBI agent on the case.
Mr. President, any word from the hostage family?
Breaking news, a man is currently holding his girlfriend hostage. Police are outside of
is considered to be armed and dangerous. Armed and dangerous.
Currently holding his girlfriend hostage. Police are outside of the news, a man is currently holding his waiting negotiation terms.
So we have extraction team Alpha 249 extracting the hostage, and we have eyes on the target. I repeat, are we clear to take the shot?
Oh, I have a visual on the house. I have a visual on the house.
This is Rover 2L2, eye in the sky. We have visual on target. I repeat, we have visual on target.
We are sending you an aerial view of his location right now.
This hostage situation is a Chinese deep state infiltration to try to take away our guns. It's obvious people.
I've known her for years.
I know you're all aware of Marcus.
This is intense.
Yeah, I finally stopped it.
Okay. Yeah, Soy Teresa says, this is giving me anxiety. Oh, I'm sorry. Soy Teresa in the chat says this is giving me anxiety. And me, she meant her. I'm just reading. Yes.
We get it.
Who's this?
Oh, Detroit. Detroit, baby.
That's Detroit?
No, he's from Detroit.
Okay.
Sorry.
Against you or holding you. It could be even holding you with the other arm. In this case, all you're going to do is move your head back at the same time that your hand comes up right onto their hand, pinning it to your body. So you're actually not trying to pull it off, because if he's strong and you try to pull the hand out like this, they'll just simply push
want to pull the knife
and
towards
pull
your
through and
throat
stab you.
if you can.
So you want to trap the weapon to your chest, then turn your chest slightly and push the blade. So by the numbers.
Now do it exactly like I told you.
Push our head back and reach and trap the hand to our chest. So when he pushes
This
forward,
is what you
he's
should
pushing forward
have
right
done
now.
to the Bulldog
It's not going anywhere
Brotherhood.
because I'm pulling it into my chest. Here, we're
teach
going
him how
to
to-
turn, half turn. So step one, head goes back, trap the hand. Step two, turn slightly. Now the pinky's faced up. And step three,
Soy
we're going to
Teresa
push
in the chat
at the
says,
top
should we all
of
get
the
together
grip of the
and
blade,
try this?
the bottom of the blade,
Yeah.
And I
right
say
here at the
yes.
guard. And we're going to push that back towards them, which gives us control of the weapon. In this case, you may not choose to stab the person. The reason why is because they're unarmed. So you may want to just move them away from you and secure the weapon. If they continue to aggress, you may find it necessary to use the weapon. That will be your
Yeah,
choice.
we're not all cops. We
These
may
are
not
intelligent options
decide
which will
to
increase
murder
your
an
survivability.
unarmed person. Very understanding of him.
Yeah.
Assailant has a knife.
This is a hijacker posing.
made sure that didn't happen. Sif Eldon Mustafa, who wasn't the smartest man, boarded the flight with what appeared to be a bomb strapped around his waist. He then hijacked the plane and demanded that they fly to Cyprus instead of Cairo to see his ex-wife. After landing in Cyprus in some negotiations, he let most of the passengers off of the plane, but one who remained, Ben Ennis, was quite bold and asked for a picture with the hijacker to get a closer look at his supposed bomb. After the picture, Ben concluded that the bomb was most likely fake, which it was, and then began plotting his next move. But fortunately for everyone on board, the incident ended up being resolved peacefully. Seep was arrested, he never saw his wife, and he ended up being sentenced to life in prison. And now Ben has one of the most interesting pictures of all time.
That's me.
Not really yet.
One of the people he took.
I got something really quick.
Oh, cool. Yeah, go for it.
I forgot to mention this. It is. Do you know what day it is? Number of day.
The 25th.
Yes, very good. Do you know anything about the number 25?
No.
Do you know the number 25's relation to Snoopy?
No. I wish.
Alright. Check this out. Okay, will you play me some drawing music real quick? And that's how you turn the number 25 into a drawing of Snoopy wearing a top hat.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Wait.
okay.
Check this shit.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I had to do it. I had to do it to him. I did. Okay.
I didn't have my keyboard ready. It was
fine. It came out perfect. I think this is not a perfect episode, but that was a perfect interlude.
Had a cold.
It was great. I loved it. And now we learned a little bit of an art lesson.
That looked cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, speaking of art,
Art?
You have maybe two more videos. So if you got two that you really want to get to.
I'm not itching to.
Well, I'm itching for you too.
All right,
just like two more videos.
Went through hours of surveillance video showing what went down inside the store. It shows the moment Scroggins barged in, and here you can see the store clerk seeing him, then running from behind that counter. Customers who were inside, including a man holding a young child, starting to run away.
Jeez.
Later,
He's here for the pistachios.
and customers through that back door to safety.
What store is this?
Those were later take a peek out, then run away after seeing Scroggins go through the back door himself. In this video, you can see NMS tactical response going inside. They were able to rescue all of the hostages who were unharmed. We're told Scroggins surrendered a short time later and was arrested.
Walter Scroggins. That was Pepito's joke, and I just repeated it because I liked it. All right, one more.
Scroggins barged.
I'm trying.
No, man, I ain't sweating.
It's the latest
for a better night's sleep.
It works.
Oscar winner turned lifestyle guru Gwyneth Paltrow calls it the single best wellness tool I have found recently.
I'm obsessed with it.
32-year-old mom of three, Lindsay Polidor, swears by it, saying it's a game changer.
When I sleep, my lips just don't separate, and my husband would make fun of me because I would breathe through my mouth. And so
I'm too scared to try this.
how it can
I'll fucking die.
Doctors say there can be some positive effects of breathing through the nose instead of the mouth, including better sleep, lowering blood pressure, filtering out allergens, and decreasing anxiety. But ear, nose, and throat doctor Eric Voigt says anyone considering mouth taping should know the risks.
It could end up being an emergency situation. A lot of things happen in our sleep. Take a deep breath or gasp. If we're building up carbon dioxide in our body, we need to expel that. That's why we yawn. That's why we will sometimes take a deep breath in. So you do not want to block your mouth.
But regardless of the risks, Lindsay says since taping her mouth shut, she's never slept so well.
I sleep a lot better and I stay asleep. I get a deeper sleep.
And you put them over your mouth like this. Lack of oxygen.
Yeah, a lot of brain cells.
Ugh, absolutely. Soy Trees in the chat says sometimes my nose closes up at night.
Yeah,
I would die too.
That's what I'm saying.
Hive Mindful says, do y'all ever have sleep paralysis? I don't. Do you, Pepito? I've never had it.
Is that where you can't wake up, but you're awake?
It's where you wake up, but you can't move.
That's what I mean. I've had it once, like years ago, where I had the thought in my head, like, I'm awake, get up, move, and then I wouldn't. But it doesn't happen no more. This is a weird phase.
It's a Hive Mindful says, imagine sleep paralysis with the mouth tape.
Yeah.
Can't scream.
I had that dream the other night. That pep rally dream before I had a dream.
Oh yeah. You want to explain that? I liked that dream.
Yeah, me too. That was awesome. Well, it was a CHS pep rally, and Conda and I and Soy Teresa, the whole Cavemen News crew, even Big Steve probably was there.
Yes.
And I don't, maybe he just looked like Mac G, but someone handed us a microphone and we were up on the top corner of the bleachers, and I screamed, "So good!" And everyone in the auditorium went, "Yeah!" That was a sick dream because we were just all happy at this pep rally.
That is a sick dream.
Yeah, I liked it. Made me stoked about Cavemen News.
For sure. I had we are closing the show out. It's about that time. I don't know. I think this clock runs a bit fast, so I don't know exactly how long it's been, but we're almost at an hour. There is one thing I wanted to do. One thing that we haven't done in a while is have a culture corner. You know? Remember that?
Yes.
Do you think you could get your keyboard ready and get some culture corner music for us?
Could try.
Play that culture corner theme song. Tonight's culture corner is a painting by an artist you may have heard of. Her name is Stacy Lee. Congratulations, you are this week's Culture Corner Artist of the Stream. What do you think, Pepito? Do you like this one?
I love it. I would totally stay there. But
absolutely.
It's missing one key element of most Stacy Lee paintings, I'd have to say, though.
Oh, what?
The ladies.
Oh yeah, and the man. There's usually
and the feet.
That's what I was hoping for. I love this. Talk to me. Talk to me. Wow. Doug, he showed up to wish us a happy end of the show. Pepito, do you have any requests for what the topic next week should be?
And I don't have to pick it right now on the spot.
Okay. You know what? Let's do this. This is impromptu. Will you play some? Let me see. Yeah. Will you play some music really quick? Some interlude music while I prepare our announcement for what's coming next week. Thank you so much. All right. I have 2 pieces of paper here with 2 topics. I hope you can't read through the paper. All right. Let me know which hand.
Left.
All right. Next week, the topic is
aliases. Oh, that's cool.
Aliases.
Nice.
Episode 37 of Caveman News, Aliases. I will catch you here next week. Pepito, let's jam this shit out.
Why? Because I have a gun.
Hostage. 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 Hostage.